Election Day 2017 is just 4 days away, and a little over 600,000 mail-in ballots have already been turned in across the state. City council races, school board races, mayoral races, and a major bond initiative in Denver are all in the hands of voters. Registered Republicans have turned in the majority of ballots so far, and voters between the ages of 18 and 25 have turned in just over 20,000 ballots so far. Eric, voters between 18 and 25 really not tuning in or voting early in an off-year election is not a surprising headline. But from what we've seen so far, have you seen any surprises? And what do you think the headlines say that we talk about next Friday?
Because all those voters between 18 and 25 are tuned into this show. That's our,
Absolutely.
It's our core demographic, as we all know.
They're waiting to vote until they hear from us.
I don't know what the headline is next Friday. I really, truly don't. I think the races that have captivated and dominated this election are the school board races. Yes, the Denver bond is very consequential, and there are other local issues around the state, but whether it's Douglas County or Denver in particular, I know there's a hot race up in Greeley as well, but it's these school board races between, quote, reformers and between union establishment types that have dominated, and they have there's a level of anger on all sides, a level of vitriol that I haven't seen in these school board races before. I don't know what happens in Denver. I have a strong opinion. I'm a part of the choice charter, the Boasberg-Bennett plan of how you improve an urban school district, and I think it has worked. But how this what the outcome is Tuesday next week, I don't know. Our politics in this country have become so polarized. Now that polarization is extended even down to the level of school board. Next it'll be dog catcher.
Well, certainly. Ed, does the average Coloradan know how much business is going to get decided by next Tuesday?
I don't think they do. Now, I think people are going to be focused in on their, I'm going to go away from the school boards and go to the municipal elections. I think people are going to be focusing on their municipal elections and maybe, you know, who they know, what this can mean for the city. But I think there's a huge story that's brewing here. And that's something I wrote about a week ago. And that is the number of kind of growth versus anti-growth races that are happening in suburbs around the Denver area. You see that in Lakewood. You see that in Westminster. You see that in Greenwood Village. And I should say people don't want to be referred to as anti-growth. They want to be referred to as slow growth. But this is really going to tell us where people want to go. I mean, we've had such a population explosion over the last 6 years, or even longer than that. But it's really hit home in the last few election cycles. And now people are saying, look, I don't want to see, you know, towering apartments going up in my city. I don't want to see these crowded, more dense areas. And the trick is, a lot of people are saying, well, if, you know, Lakewood says we don't want to see these, then they're just going to move out into unincorporated Jefferson County. If Greenwood Village says this, they're just going to move farther down, possibly into Douglas County. But if there is a big push to get these slow growth, no growth candidates in office in these elections, I think you're going to see that extend to 2018 when there could be a potential state ballot initiative that looks to limit growth in Front Range counties.
Wow. Patty, where do you think the GO initiative goes for Denver?
Well, to go off from what Ed was saying, I think you also have a smart or no growth group in Denver, which isn't paying money to really campaign against the GO bonds, but just the way people were split, they didn't want to see Amazon go there. There is opposition to the bonds, so we'll have to see, will it go the way Denver always is, oh, we still love the city, we're going to pay to make it better, or will people say, we are tired of this? And I think we might have a few of those go down. The school board ugliness is just beyond belief, though.
Amy, wrap it up for us.
Well, to Eric's point, anger and vitriol in school board races, I would also throw in there the amount of money that is being thrown at some of these local elections, which tells you that there is a level of power that is perceived in these. I think you're going to see a fatigue. I don't know how they turn out, but I think you're going to see fight and voter fatigue. And what that means for parents is I think you'll start to see if, for instance, anti-choice candidates win in places like Douglas County or in Denver, I think you're going to start seeing a migration even more so away from traditional public schools as people want choice. They want choice in education. And if people in positions of power don't allow that, I think you're going to see K-12 education a dramatic shift.